This is a house cat. It is curled on a sofa, purring. Somewhere else on the planet, a lion is roaring across a stretch of open grassland. Nothing about the two seems related. One weighs a few kilograms and hunts mice. The other weighs 200 kilograms and hunts buffalo. But trace their family trees back far enough, and both lines lead to the same starting point. That starting point was not a lion, and it was not a cat. It was a small, forest-dwelling predator that lived somewhere in Asia around 25 million years ago, part of an early group of cat-like carnivores. From that broad beginning, something unusual happened. Most of the branches that would become today's cat species did not split apart slowly, over tens of millions of years. According to a landmark genetic study of the cat family, the 8 major lineages of living cats diverged from each other within roughly the last 11 million years. And most of that branching happened in a much tighter window, close to 6 million years. In evolutionary terms, that is fast. A family this diverse, normally you would expect a long, gradual split. Instead, the cat family exploded outward in a comparatively short burst. What triggered a burst like that? Geography did. Sea levels rose and fell repeatedly during this period, and land bridges opened and closed between continents. A cat population would cross into a new landmass, become isolated when the bridge disappeared underwater again, and then evolve on its own path for a few million years, cut off from its relatives. The genetic evidence points to at least 10 separate migrations like this between continents. Every time a bridge opened, cats moved. Every time it closed, a new lineage began quietly diverging on its own. This is where the family tree stops looking like a ladder and starts looking like a river delta. Picture the ancestral cat population as a single stream. It reaches a fork, splits into two. One branch crosses into Asia, the other stays in Africa. Later, another split, another crossing, another isolated population starting its own path. Repeat that process across 6 million years, across 10 intercontinental crossings, and you get 8 distinct lineages, each one containing multiple species, spread across every continent except Antarctica. None of those branches are more evolved than the others. They simply answer different environmental pressures in different places at different times. Now here is where the tree produces its first real surprise. Not every branch ended up the same. 2 of the 8 lineages, the ones that include lions, tigers, leopards, jaguars, and snow leopards, developed something none of the other cats have: the ability to roar. The mechanism sits in a small structure at the base of the tongue called the hyoid apparatus. In most cats, one piece of that structure, called the epiole, is solid bone. That rigid connection lets sound vibrate in short, high bursts, which is what produces a purr. But in 4 species, lions, tigers, leopards, and jaguars, that same piece of bone is replaced by a stretchy ligament instead. That flexible connection lets the larynx drop lower in the throat during an exhale, elongating the vocal tract and producing a deep, resonant roar instead of a purr. It is a genuinely small anatomical swap, one bone becoming one ligament, but it is the entire reason a tiger sounds nothing like a tabby cat. And it comes at a cost. None of the 4 true roaring cats can purr continuously, the way your house cat can. The second surprise sits inside a lineage most people would never expect to share a branch. The cheetah looks built for nothing but speed: long legs, a flexible spine, semi-retractable claws, a body stripped down for one purpose. Because of that, cheetahs were classified for decades as an early offshoot, almost a separate category of cat altogether. Genetic sequencing corrected that assumption. The cheetah actually belongs to what researchers call the puma lineage, the 6th of the 8 branches to split off roughly 7 million years ago. Its closest living relatives are not lions or leopards. They are the puma, sometimes called the mountain lion or cougar. and a smaller, lesser-known cat called the jaguarundi. All three still carry the small cat hyoid. None of them can roar. A puma can weigh as much as some leopards, but structurally, genetically, it has far more in common with a cheetah, or even with the cat on your sofa, than it does with any member of the Panthera group. That speed the cheetah is famous for did not come free. Either, its skeleton sacrificed raw striking power for acceleration. A cheetah's bite force and upper body strength lag well behind lions or leopards of similar size, which is why a cheetah often loses a fresh kill to a hyena or a lion before it can finish eating. Speed solved one problem, catching fast prey in open grassland, and created another, an inability to defend that prey once caught. Every specialization in this family tree works the same way. A gain in one direction, paid for somewhere else. Which brings the story back to the sofa. That purring house cat belongs to the same broad branch of the tree as the cheetah, the puma, and the jaguarundi. The branch defined by a bony hyoid and a bite, built more for precision than raw force. The lion belongs to a different branch entirely, one defined by an elastic ligament and a throat built for distance communication across open terrain. Two animals, separated by size, habitat, and 6 million years of independent evolution, still carrying a signature of exactly where they split. The purr is not just a sound, it is a piece of anatomy that has been quietly announcing which branch of the tree that cat belongs to the entire time.